Today, my nostalgic pick is the 1988 comedy starring Steve Martin and Michael Caine, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. So let's get this thing started.
You must understand, I have powerful enemies.
It is better to be truthful and good than to not.
Yep, Lawrence and Freddy are not very good people, but they are funny to watch, and that's what matters in this movie. Lawrence, played by Michael Caine, is more the high-class con artist scamming rich women out of their money and living in a giant mansion. And Freddy, played by Steve Martin, is also a con artist who cons women out of their money, but is definitely on the low-class side of things.
I can't let you buy me a meal.
Nonsense.
I could've went with directed by Yoda, Fozzie Bear, or even Cookie Monster, but I decided to go with Miss Piggy. I don't know, just something about Frank Oz directing this movie as Miss Piggy just makes me laugh. Anyways, Frank Oz is of course a Muppet and voice acting genius, but he really is a great director also. He actually directed my favorite Muppet movie of all time, and let's not forget other classics like Little Shop of Horror, What About Bob, House Sitter, Indian in the Cupboard, and Bowfinger. He must have liked working with Steve Martin as they worked on 4 films together. On his way back to France after cutting a woman out of a huge lump sum, Lawrence meets Freddy on a train, and Freddy brags to Lawrence about taking a woman for $20. Not knowing who he's talking to, you know, the king of conning women.
Do you have any idea what it feels like to take a woman for $20?
No, I haven't.
When Lawrence learns that Freddy's coming to his town, he sets out to get rid of him. He even has him arrested. And just when it looks like he's gotten rid of him, Freddy learns the truth about Lawrence and decides to go back, and as you can imagine, this doesn't make Lawrence too happy.
All right. How much do you want?
Well, it seems all Lawrence can do is bargain with Freddy, so that's just what he does. And all Freddy wants from Lawrence is to take him under his wing and teach him everything he knows. Lawrence starts by teaching him how to act rich, and there's some chuckles here and there, but the real laughter starts when they first start going into their cons. Yes, Freddy plays Brother Rupert, which is absolutely hilarious. Steve Martin sends me to the ground rolling in laughter with his performance as Rupert.
Ruprecht!
Lawrence's motive in all of this is just to piss Freddy off to the point where he finally just says, "Thank you, but screw you, I'll go my own way." And that's pretty much what he does, but there's still one problem: he won't leave the town.
What are you doing here?
So Freddy has no intention of leaving. This is when they decide there's only one way to choose who gets to stay and who goes. And that is a competition to see who can get $50,000 out of a woman of their choosing.
Okay, how much?
Freddy decides to pose as a handicapped vet who lost his ability to walk after he caught his woman dancing with another man. It's a ridiculously stupid reason to come up with, but that's what makes it so funny.
They're dancing. They're dancing.
So hiring the doctor to help him will cost, you guessed it, $50,000. But what he doesn't know is that Lawrence has someone overhearing the whole thing and will pose as the doctor Freddy needs.
He can't believe it's really you.
Yes, I think that's it.
This gives Lawrence a chance to basically torture Freddy, and man, is it funny to watch. Watching him go after Steve Martin's character, Freddy, in this competition, man, all I can say is he's such a prick, and it's great.
No, he can't see us.
Lawrence eventually learns that Janet is not well off. This makes him want to back out of the bet, as he only takes from the wealthy. But the bet continues. they decide to just change it to whether Freddy can sleep with her or not. This Pick Nostalgic video will continue after this very important message.
The people who succeed are the ones who work for what they want. So don't be fooled by those who say they have a sure thing. There's always a catch to it.
And now, back to the video. Freddy looks like he's gonna win the bet, but once again, Lawrence is 10 steps ahead of him.
Our love, Freddy.
And when it looks like it's over, Freddy once again looks like he's gonna win the bet, but that's when the twist happens. Poor Freddy. Just when you think you're gonna win the bet, it continues to blow up in your face. Janet tricks Freddy and then cons the 50,000 out of Lawrence and reveals herself as the Jackal.
Janet, the Jackal. P.S. I'm keeping the money. Is that wrong?
That's right. This is the part of the video where I like to show small clips of what I feel are the funniest moments in the film, simply because it's just something I like to do.
Oh, my name isn't Dr. Emil Schaffhausen. Greg.
Look, Doctor, he's so happy he's crying.
Excuse me. May I go to the bathroom first?
Pretend to enjoy yourself. Laugh out loud.
So the movie doesn't end there, and I'm happy it doesn't. Lawrence and Freddy are moping around and just about to part ways when Janet shows up in the middle of a con and wants the boys to join in. This leaves you with the feeling that these three dirty rotten scoundrels are gonna do a lot of con jobs together. And man, are they gonna have some fun doing it.
Last year I made $3 million, but your 50,000 was the most fun.
There are basically two kinds of movies I have nostalgia for, one being films I grew up with in my childhood, and the others come from around 2005 when everyone started to get rid of all their VHSs and I would go to the thrift stores and they would have hundreds of new old movies for me to experience. I would eventually have thousands of VHS movies before switching to DVDs and Blu-rays, which I wouldn't do until around 2014. Anyways, my nostalgia for Dirty Rotten Scoundrels comes from one of those thrift store experiences for me. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels may not have a complex storyline, but it is a laugh fest I don't grow tired of. For me, it's all about how they create the laughs, and Steve Martin and Michael Caine have great chemistry. Most of the film was ad-libbed. I mean, who needs a script when you have Michael Caine and Steve Martin? I mean, just let the cameras roll. Their comedy strengths fit their characters perfectly, and you can tell they had a blast making this movie.
When do you think she was on to us?
From the beginning, Freddy.